Hi everyone on YouTube. It's been a real long time since I've posted. I am still alive, I'm still riding the V85. This video today is about changing the stock handlebar grips for heated grips, which didn't come on the original V85TT but now come installed on most of the other models. So a lot of you won't never need to do this, but for those of you that want to do it yourself and just buy the OEM product, this is kind of how you do it. It's relatively easy, and you only need a few tools that actually come with the bike and some extra ones that are easy to pick up at any automotive store or a DIY store, and mainly it's a hex bit. I've got this extension on my Makita because to get into the front of the fuel tank you need quite a long reach to get down to the head of the screw. So this hex bit, can't remember the size, but it's kind of a medium size. It fits on the bolts. These are the bolts holding the fuel tanks down onto the frame. So I'll give you a little video. I've actually part dismantled the bike already. So you can see this is the frame without the fuel tank on it. Now ordinarily you'd probably take the whole tank off, but I was having a bit of difficulty with this valve here, and I loosened the grippers that hold the rubber onto this valve, but I couldn't really get it off. Another guy in a video used a bit of heat and that kind of warmed up the rubber, and I guess he pulled it off, but I just rested the whole tank on this box of towels. And if we look around this side, all I've done with the fuel line is I've stuck a earbuds that I use for riding into it, just to cap off the fuel dripping out of it, and then this line connects over here on the bike. Where did it go? To this one here. Okay, so in order to take the tank off, you don't need to touch the filler cap in any way. You just undo, to start with, you undo these two screws on either side. That releases a bit of plastic around the ignition, and you push it down so you don't break the clips that clip in three places here. So you push it away, it slides down the ignition column, and then you can just pull it out and over the ignition column. So that then opens up these two bolts here, and these are the ones that are actually securing the tank to the frame, and they attach here. Okay, so once those are out, and then at the back you've got the single bolt here, and that attaches here on the frame. Once those three are out, and you disconnect this lead here and this, whatever this does, and then this has a little clip that goes in inside the fuel tank just there, and it connects onto this other piece of electrical cabling. So this little nipple, I just used a set of pliers and squeezed that, and then that releases it through that hole and it comes loose. But you must do that and watch you don't break it, because it looks like it's a fiddly little pit, and you probably need to get it from Italy if you break it. So that's the fuel tank off. I'm just resting it here. It's quite happy. That then gives me access to all the cabling, and I'll need to take off this glove box in order to get into the bit I need for the heated grips. So these are the old grips. I've still got them on at the moment. I'm going to cut the video now and then take these off, and then it's difficult for me to show you the work as I'm doing it because I don't have a head cam or anything like that. So there are videos online, but if you buy the This is my other bike, by the way, my first bike, and I'm just charging the battery in that because it's been sitting in the garage for so long. So when you buy the part from Guzzi, you get these instructions, which come in 400 different languages, and it shows you what parts come in the box, but then it shows you quite detailed instructions about how to change over the grips. So basically I'm just going to follow them and see how I get on. A few other YouTubers have successfully changed over their grips, so I'm confident that I can do it. I've never done any bike maintenance before, and this is the first time I've tackled anything on the V85TT. This is the bike I took around America and you all watched videos on and subscribed, and I'm going to do a long-term review after this video, but it's still performing really well. I do get it serviced almost twice a year. The first thing to note is I've actually swapped out the tires to these Scorpion Trail 2s, and these are fantastic tires, much better than the Anakis. So they have soft rubber at the edges for cornering, but they have hard rubber in the middle for going down motorways, so they don't wear out as quickly as the Anakis do. I found I went through 2 sets of Anakis in America and another set here in New Zealand. Since I put these Scorpion Trail 2s on, I've not changed them over at all, and I've still done quite a few kilometers. Other than that, there's some pitting appearing on some of the parts of the bike. The frame's still pretty tidy. I do detail it quite a bit, so the exhaust is probably the worst looking part of the bike. So that lovely golden exhaust that you start with when you buy the bike, it's slowly starting to rust on the outside where the heat comes out of the cylinder heads. I don't know, I've not really made an attempt to try and repair that or improve it. It does get worse as you get down to the catalytic converter. You can see some pitting here, which is getting worse and worse. And then the bridge between the 2 pipes is probably the worst part of it, but I would imagine this is just a connector between the 2 pipes. So in fact, looking here, it looks like this bit is actually a cover to the pipe inside it. So this might be more of a cooling pipe than anything, and you could possibly replace it. But other than that, one of the reflectors has fallen off here. So there's one on the other side, I think. Yep. So because I bought the bike in America, it came with these. I'm not sure it comes with these in the UK or New Zealand, but one's come off. I might have power washed it off with my Karcher, who knows. There's lots of bugs on it, still need to clean it. So I'll stop now. I'll carry on fitting the heated grips and I'll report back. So here we go, everything's back on, fuel tank's back on, both handlebar grips are on, keys in the ignition, so we'll start it up in a minute. But I just wanted to show you quickly everything here. That's the debris, so left grip, right grip with the wiring loom, a little clip for the throttle assembly, and then the rest of it's just cable ties that I've clipped off or added onto the bike. These are the tools that I use, so you don't need a lot to do this yourself. Just a very small flathead screwdriver to get in to get niggly things out, adjustable wrench to get the bar end nuts off. They can be tight to begin with because they may have rusted into the threads, which had happened with mine. You might have seen that in the video, but you get new bolts to put into the new grips to secure them onto the handlebars, so don't worry about that once you get them off. Just need a bit of elbow grease, some scissors to cut the cable ties, needle nose pliers, just because you're going to drop a screw inside parts of the bike that I did, and you need to reach in and grab them. Magnetic screwdrivers are great to keep hold of things. You've got a Phillips head, you'll need that for the screws around the tank and the fairing, just to take it off around the ignition switch. And then you've got a Phillips head for the power drill. What did I use this for? Oh, I used this for tightening the screws on the new handlebar grips onto the handlebars themselves. And I had a setting for most of the bolts and screws at 15, and that gave me the same torque as taking off the screws in the first place, or bolts. Then we have an Allen key head for the power drill. This one, I can't remember the name, but this is kind of a star type head. This was used for the throttle assembly tightening bolt. The bike doesn't come with anything like that. It's just got two Allen keys and something for adjusting the suspension underneath the seat. Just a holder to hold those two bits in, and then this is for the hex bolts that tie down the tank in the 3 points, two at the front and one just underneath the seat where the glove box is. So that's all the tools you need. So it's real easy. Let's fire it up and see if it starts and doesn't blow up from disconnecting the fuel line. So there's the dash. Let's see if the heated grips come up. Ooh, yeah, the icon's there. So it's just above the black 0, the heated grip icon. So we'll start her up and see if she starts. She's in neutral. There you go. Here's the button. Okay, so that took about a minute for the heat to come through. They are still hot, and you can smell a bit of rubberization burning. Yeah, can really smell that. So first time being used, they obviously burn up a bit with the elements inside the rubber, but you can feel the heat coming through. So really pleased with that. There we go, the bike's all ready for winter. Still looking good. I hope you guys find this useful, a bit more detailed than some other videos. And yeah, give us a subscribe if you want more videos, and a like if you found it useful. Okay, enjoy riding. Bye.